Welcome to Leave Strong Divorce Coaching. My name is Laura McGee, and today we're talking about the unique challenges of co-parenting from a distance. This can really be a challenge. Perhaps you're deployed, perhaps you've had to transfer because of a job, and your goal is to really stay connected to your children. How do you do that? Well, obviously the number one thing that parents want to do over the course of the lifetime of their children is to create a connection that will create lasting memories. And really, it's the parent's responsibility to reach out to the child. So although you have this unique challenge of distance, the question becomes, as a parent, are you willing to give it that much extra effort to reach out and pull your child in so they still feel loved and connected and deeply involved with you? You really need to treat this distance as a small obstacle because we're living in a time where we have so much opportunity because of technology to connect, and get creative about it. Really discover who your child is, how they like to connect, and how you can connect, and treat it as your time. If you were living in the same city nearby, your child would come over and spend time at your home, and you would have specific parenting time with that child. So even though there's distance, why wouldn't you set aside time and make it your time with your child? It's not going to be for a week at a time, obviously over Skype or a FaceTime. But set aside the time, make an appointment, create a schedule, create an expectation. Let your child know that you want to be a part of their life and that this distance between you is not one that you take lightly and one that you're willing to bridge. This is something that you really need to do. So what are some creative ways you could do it? Yes, there's FaceTime. Yes, there's the typical things. But what about Skype? What about how about a book club with your own child? How about finding a book that your child likes or that you would like to read with them and share it? Meet weekly and talk about what you're reading and where you are. It can inspire discussions about all kinds of things in your child's life, challenges they might be having with bullying at school, who their friends are. These are opportunities. It's a segue. You're trying to break into your child's life when you don't have that day-to-day connection. And of course, some of this is going to matter with how old is your child? Do you have a child who's so young they can't really phone you and tell you about their life? Do you have a teenager who's so busy with their friends that they don't want to be bothered talking to mom or dad? So you have to figure out what age and stage is your child at and set the expectations that you'd already be challenged with even if they were in your home. Secondly, what are you going to do to create a much longer term connection? Where are their roots? Do you have family that can go and visit with them and that you can maintain a connection with? You're not the only person in their life that they belong to. What are you doing to keep your entire family involved and to really grow their roots and give them a sense of community and that they belong to both sides of the family, not just the single parent that they're living with? How can you reach out, perhaps even bring your close friends into their lives so they know that they belong to your entire community? Don't be afraid to ask. You'd be surprised. Most parents would love to get involved with your children to make sure that your child knows that they have another parent. People are really willing to help if you just express the need and you make it possible. Let your child know that you're that interested and that they really do have a community behind them. And what about making decisions with the co-parent? When you're not there on a day-to-day basis, it can be easy to get left behind. Here's a few tips for you. First of all, you take charge. Get the school records. Get the medical records if there's a medical condition. Talk to the people that are involved with your children. Maybe it's a school counselor that you need to speak with. Don't expect the other parent to pick up the phone and talk to you when it's not convenient for them. Inform yourself. From there, the conversation will begin. Set aside time even with the co-parent. Maybe schedule weekly meetings if they're very young, quarterly meetings if you have an older child. Perhaps you could even set up a bank account that you pay into with the other parent for the child so that they could shop on Amazon and buy their own clothes with you. You can go shopping on the internet these days and do fun things with your child. You could even, if your child plays video games, you could even connect by playing over the internet in an internet video game. This is a creative time, and it's a time that even though parents might be split from their children by distance, with a little bit of creativity, a little bit of effort, particularly on the part of the parent, you can still co-parent and you can truly make a difference in your child's life. You can give them memories that'll last a lifetime. No child will ever forget how much their parent cared. If you want to think through some strategies, get a little creative, bounce a few things off the wall, just send me a message here and be happy to come up with some extra strategies that suit your particular situation, because of course they're all unique. Thank you for joining me here today. This is Laura McGee, and you are with Leave Strong Divorce Coaching.